5 online course trends you need to be paying attention to, coming up right now on the Rise to the Top. Hello, my friends. It's your great and good friend, David Siteman Garland. Welcome to the number one show for, actually, we don't even have a slogan or a tagline. So, welcome to the Rise to the Top podcast. We should work on that. We should come up with a little slogan or tagline here for the show, okay? So, going to be doing a few riding solo episodes here coming up, and kind of going to be tackling a bunch of different issues in the online course world where we talk about a lot of different things going on. And by the way, I forgot what I was going to say there. By the way, fun fact is, yes, I know what I was going to say. That's why we shoot these things and we don't even edit. We just go right through. I know what I was going to say. Of course, we're going to be going through the 5 online course trends you need to pay attention to in today's podcast. But I know the other thing I want to tell you about, and I'm actually going to talk about this at the very end today, is that we are launching I'll talk about it now. We'll talk about it later as well. We are launching a brand new free Facebook group. Okay, so we're doing a brand new free Facebook group just for listeners of the podcast. If you subscribe to me, if you're interested in online courses and digital products and programs, any types of things like that, we are starting a brand new free Facebook group. You can check that out at joinrisenation.com. joinrisenation.com. So we've got the Rise Nation Facebook group. It's going to be popping. We're going to be talking about podcasts. We've got all kinds of cool stuff. We're going all out on this Facebook group to make this a really, really cool home for aspiring and current course creators. So regardless of where you're at in your journey, you're just thinking about it, just interested in it, or you're more advanced, you've got courses, you don't have courses, whatever it might be, come on in. We're going to be creating an absolutely killer community around online courses, digital products, and programs. Cool? Cool. All right. So talking trends in today's episode, 5 online course trends you need to pay attention to. So let's just get right at it. Number 1 is market maturity. Market maturity. So what do I mean by that? More people now know about online courses than ever before, right? And that has to do with a lot of different things. There's a lot of kind of, this is not a word, but we're just going to go with it, mainstreamness that has happened with online courses. So like not just with colleges and that type of online courses, but I'm talking about, for example, a lot of people know now what an online course is. Compared to 6 or 7 years ago, you kind of had to explain to people what an online course is. And then, hey, here's my online course for sale. This was kind of like when podcasting first came out. Everyone now pretty much knows what a podcast is, right? Or where to listen to it. But this was not so much true in 2008, 2009, 2010. You had to kind of explain to someone, well, it's like radio, but it's on the internet, and you can go on iTunes and blah, 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 blah. It was a longer conversation. Now, it's become kind of second nature. Same thing with online courses. So that has, the market's really evolved, and that's a good thing, right? And there's a few things with this. One, the tech has gotten much easier. So the technology, it seems every year, just gets simpler and simpler. The barrier of entry to actually create an online course and get it up online is low. Okay, it's low. So compared to, let's say you're opening up a store, in your hometown, there'd be so many different things that you had to deal with when it comes to barrier of entry. You got to go buy property, and you got to lease stuff, and you got to get this inventory, all these different things. Online courses is very different. It's easier now, far easier now than ever to get your stuff up. And that's going to actually lead to a couple trends that are going the right way, which I'll explain as well. So with the barrier of entry lower, we've seen a few interesting things here. So one is you see now more celebrities and big names getting involved in online courses. So there's a company called Masterclass. And actually, I think the guy who started that, went also to WashU, where I went to school, Washington University in St. Louis. I got to go look into that. That's just neither here nor there. But he's got something called Masterclass, where you pay a membership fee, and you get to learn these various classes from celebrities. So Wolfgang Puck, for example, teaches cooking. Usher teaches, performance. Malcolm Gladwell teaches writing, right? And so when you see stuff like this, online courses are starting to become more mainstream. Now, with more people in the game, it actually makes the game better. Okay, it actually makes the game better. And I'll talk about this as we get into trend number 2, is that a lot of people that kind of did this in the wrong way, which I'll explain about in trend number 2, are going down the toilet right now. And that's a absolutely good thing. There's almost been like a cleansing of the online course world a little bit here, which is a good thing. Okay. Now, you might be thinking lower barrier of entry, more online courses, more people taking online courses. Have I missed the boat if I haven't gotten mine going yet? The answer is heck freaking no, you haven't missed the boat. You have not missed the boat at all. We're still at the very tip of the iceberg here. I mean, there's more people, again, coming online, looking to learn every day. There's a tremendous opportunity out there if you've got the passion, you've got the wherewithal, and you're willing to put in the time and the effort to make this happen. And so please, 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 if there's one thing you take away here, if you're thinking, oh, I missed the boat on this, this would be like saying that you missed the boat on writing a book. Right? There's still books coming out every single day, right? You have not missed the boat on this. We're still at the very early stages of online education and learning and teaching what you know. And I guess got to say, it's exciting because the opportunity has never been greater. Like for example, like I said, tech being one of the things is that it used to be, way back in the day, you either had to have a lot of money because you had to pay people to get the technology up, or you had to be kind of super techie. So a lot of the first online courses that came out were very, very techie because those are the only people that could really figure out how to do it. Now with things like my product, CourseCats, software and other ones as well, it's just making it that much simpler, and that's a good thing. It's kind of democratized, if you will, getting an online course up. But that leads to number 2. So first trend, market maturity. Second trend, passion over opportunity. Passion over opportunity. So what the heck does that mean? All right. So what we're seeing now is kind of how do I describe this with being sort of nice? I don't know. Why am I being sort of nice? Who cares about being sort of nice, right? We've kind of seen the sketchy internet marketing crowd start to move out of online courses. And that's been a good thing, right? Because the crowd that comes in or what I would call the opportunists, are people that are just kind of a flash in the pan. They come in, they kind of see an opportunity, and then next thing you know, they're working on another opportunity the next month. They're not in this for the long run. They're not in this for the longevity. Okay. And you see these people bounce from business opportunity to business opportunity, right? And by the way, if you're one of those people, I'm not poking at you. There's plenty of time to change, but I guarantee you're not having success. I guarantee you're not having success because I've seen people like this. Like this year, they're going to do a membership site, and then that doesn't work, so they're going to change topics and do an online course. And then that doesn't work, so then they're going to go into an MLM, and then they do this or that. They switch their opportunities around. And online courses, with the market maturing and there being more competition and people taking this is kind of a weird phrase, but it's true, more seriously, right? That we're now seeing these opportunists disappear. And the people that are replacing them, and this is a great thing, I'm so excited about this, is people that are passionate with the right guidance of learning how to teach online and how to do this, and seeing this as a long-term business, not some kind of short-term money grab or something stupid like that that's just yuck, right? So let me give you an example. Let's say there's 2 people teaching fitness, and let's say they're going to teach same topic. Doesn't matter what it is on fitness, whatever it might be. Person 1 is a money first person, right? They see courses as an opportunity. They don't really care. They don't care about their students' success. They just care about getting the money. They're just kind of coming in because they view this as quote unquote easy, right? Well, these people gone. Warm glass of gone, because those sketchy people, they are out of here. They are out of here. But what about person number 2? The person that lives and breathes fitness. The person always talking about it on social media, or if you run into them at a cocktail party, or, even if you don't want to hear it, they're only talking about fitness, right? They read every book about fitness. They listen to podcasts. They write about it. They love it. They love talking about it, right? This type of person is going to win with the right guidance in the online course world. The person that is passionate about the subject, about getting people results, talking about it all the time. Not the person that's like, oh, I guess I can kind of make money from this, right? That's not going to fly, right? Maybe that flew for a short period of time 7 or 8 years ago. For a very, very short period of time, people kind of jump into this business and, they would say, oh, I'm going to try to make quick money and I don't know, we'll see how it goes. All those people now are out of business. And we've talked about this on recent podcasts as well. And we've talked about that we see these people sometimes come in, they don't take good care of their customers, they don't really care, they go out of business, right? And I don't want you to be one of those. So you got to think about the thing that you're passionate about and the audience that you want to attract and the courses that you want to teach. Those that have that are going to win, period. And I see this every single day. I see this every single day with my students and customers. I see this in so many different topics that it's not even funny. But the passion over opportunity has to be that second huge trend that we're seeing in this world, and it's fantastic. Okay? Now, slug of water. Kind of have a loud water bottle today, which is interesting. Okay. Number 3 is less about the launch, more about ongoing sales. And we're talking about a real sustainable business here. So less about the launch, more about ongoing sales. Now, do you need to do a launch of your online course? 100%. 100%. And I teach in my Create Awesome Online Courses program, I teach what's called a VIP launch, which is basically your first launch. Some people use the term beta. I don't like that term at all. I use a VIP launch, which is really going to take great care of your first people, and you're going to treat them like super extra amazing VIPs like they are. Okay. Now, is the launch of your online course important? Yes, but it's just getting the ball rolling down the hill. That's all what a launch does. The purpose of an online course launch is to get your course out there, to bring in your first few customers, and maybe that few could be 5 or it could be 50. You could do crazy, get 100. I don't know what your number is, okay? But bottom line here is the launch just gets the ball rolling off the hill, okay? Bring them in, take amazing care of them, right? Because you're going to see you got now people in your learning environment. You want to help them get results. You want to give them the proper guidance. You want to make sure that they're taking the course. And then they're getting great results, and then they're going to give you killer testimonials. So you'll be able to get more students. It snowballs from there, okay? But the real kind of magic, and I'm putting that in air quotes, whatever you want to call, is having an ongoing sales strategy for your online courses, sales and marketing, and this has to do with email funnels. It has to do with a lot of things that I'm not going to jump into this episode. We could talk about this in future ones. But the bottom line here is changing the mindset from launching once or twice a year and that's your sales for the year to instead looking at how can I create sustainable sales 24/7 after my initial launch, okay? And that's the key. And that's really how we scaled from a business that was doing several $100,000 a year to now nearly $3 million in sales last year. Okay, that was the secret sauce, is thinking about how can we turn this into an evergreen, sustainable business, evergreen, sustainable business, and thinking long term, right? Decisions that we make, we kind of act swiftly, but we think long. Act swiftly, think long, right? And so this is a big mindset shift, though. If you're just thinking, and it's funny, I saw a couple of people that are no longer in the course business, and I'm not harping on them, but it's sometimes important to learn from success, and it's also important to learn from failure as well, right? And I've seen people that several years ago, 3-4 years ago, maybe 4 or 5, were kind of bragging about these big launches. Oh, we just did the $400,000 launch or the $500,000 launch or whatever it might be, right? Whatever crazy number you want to throw out there. And now I'm looking and I see these people out of business. I can name names. I'm not going to do that. This is not like a air people's dirty laundry type of show, okay? But that's an important lesson because I can tell you exactly what happened with these people is that it was 2 things. One, I don't think they were all that passionate about their subject matter. So they were just kind of seeing it as like, okay, let's launch this fun course and then move on with our lives. That's not how it works. This is an actual business, right? Number 2 was that they had no long-term evergreen sales strategy. Evergreen sales strategy, okay? And I can tell you right now, that was an absolute killer when it comes to that. All right. Because you have to have that strategy in place. And that's what we do. And, just to give you kind of a taste of that, when you sign up for my email list, regardless of how you sign up for it, right? So if you come on therisetontop.com, sign up for something on there like a free training or a cheat sheet or whatever it might be, or if you go to createawesomeonlinecourses.com, you sign up for a free webinar. Once you come into our world, we're going to send you great free content. We're also going to send you promotions for amazing courses and software and programs. And those are all automated. And that's something that we built up over time, but we're not just doing live promotions over here. We've got amazing evergreen promotions that are going on 24/7. And you've probably seen them in your email if you're subscribed to this, and I can explain more about this. And actually, we did talk about this. I got to go back and see which episode it is. I'm sure my amazing podcast editors will hook that up for you. It was the year in review episode, which I think is episode number 3 of the podcast. TheRiseTop.com episode 3, I kind of talk about this, which I call the super funnel in episode 3. So go back and check that out. So again, trend number 3, less about the launch, more about ongoing sales and creating a real sustainable business. Okay? That's number 3. Number 4 is a mouthful. A course is more than a course, of course. Okay, so a course is more than a course, of course. Okay, so what do I mean by this? Well, the course, your online course, which is going to teach people how to do something, right? That's the core. That's the core of your program, is the actual learning. We call them modules in course world. So, like chapters in a book, modules in a course, that's the actual core of your product, okay? But there's 2 things that go around the core of your product that are very, very important, that a lot of people have forgotten, and it runs them into major, major, major trouble. Number 1 is support. And what do I mean by support? I mean, of course, literal support, like supporting your students and customers to get results. But what I also mean is literally having support in place in your business, okay? There is nothing more frustrating, and I've seen this in the ghost town of some people that were doing very well a few years ago, not doing so great right now. If you go on their Facebook pages or on Twitter or things like that, you'll see nothing but complaints. And often what the complaint is that I sent something into support, or I sent a support email and I never got anything back. Okay, that is the often complaint, because a lot of people that, again, kind of saw courses as just an opportunity, not something they really wanted to do, they didn't put the systems in place to have support, okay? And support could be as simple as starting with a virtual assistant, okay, and moving in, building it up from there. I'm not saying you have to go hire 50 people for support, but you need to have someone doing support for your business, for your online course that's not you, okay? If it's you, you will not be a happy person. That is the nicest way of putting it, okay? You will drive yourself insane. Having someone to help you with support is critical for success for a couple reasons. 1, your own sanity, which is awesome. But 2, you want to have a fast response time and take care of customers and questions, okay? I know this sounds like the most obvious thing that I've maybe ever said on the podcast, but you would be surprised. I mean, I'm fired up. I'm like yelling here. You would be surprised about how bad some people's support is, and it kills their business, and they don't even know about it, right? They don't even know about it. So you want to be fast and you want to be quick with support, because a course is more than a course, of course. Now, what's the second aspect? Community, okay? And this is true in about 99.9% of courses, okay? Unless it was something, extremely private that people don't want to talk about. But even in that case, I mean, what really is so private that people don't want to talk about? Log into Facebook, you'll see people talking about every freaking thing, including probably the most oversharing you've ever seen in the history of mankind, right? So I don't know if there's that many topics that people love talking about everything. Taboo, non-taboo subjects, they don't care. People love talking about it, okay? Now, which means with an online course, another key component is community. Okay, the way we do it with my courses is we have a private Facebook group, with the top one being my Create Awesome Online Courses Facebook group that has thousands and thousands of course creators in there. Okay, now there's an opportunity there that you're not just a course and not just, that you log in and you take it. For those that want the community aspect, there's support, there's networking, there's getting questions answered. I'm in the group as well, right? So you got to get your hands dirty with this. A course is not just, hey, throw this up here, everyone best of luck. When you're charging premium prices, which is what I always encourage for an online course, when you're charging premium prices, bringing in premium customers, you want to give a premium experience, and community is a huge aspect of that. And I don't care if you do Facebook groups or something else. It's not about the platform. It's about giving people a place to either ask questions or get support or network or whatever it might be, or just share wins, share challenges, etc. That's a key element to online courses now that not necessarily was true 5-6 years ago, but it is 100% vital now, okay, when it comes to online courses. So I'd highly, highly recommend doing that. Now, by the way, is this something that you should include from the beginning when you launch your online course? That's up to you. So some people would say, hey, you know what? I'm going to start a Facebook group, but I don't want crickets with the first 10 people. There's just 5 people that are going to take the course. What if there's just 5 people in there? Okay. Well, one, I wouldn't worry about the crickets. I would just take amazing care of those people, give them the extra VIP treatment. The other thing you could do there is that you could always wait and add in a community element later as your course gets more popular and you get more people in. So there's 2 ways to kind of do it with that. But the bottom line here is think community on the brain, because people rally around that. We've heard a lot of people say they come for the content, they stay for the community. Come for the content, stay for the community. So that's a key trend in the online course world. Number 5 is more and more niche. Now, if you listen to me if you've ever listened to me, I'm always talking about niching up and getting more niche and getting more specific. And we see this now more and more with more competition with online courses, with more things going on. We see people getting more and more specific with their offerings, and that is an amazing, good thing. Okay, Rachel Bowman, great example of that. One of my Create Awesome Online Courses students with her Aerial Silks course that now does over 6 figures, a year. Aerial Silks is like Cirque du Soleil up in the sky. Okay, and doing around that. And Rachel is absolutely crushing it with her Aerial Silks course. Now, a couple things that are going on here. Number 1, that is extremely niche, right? The more niche that you could get on something, the better, all right? But here's another interesting thing. I've always tell people that go out there, see if there's other courses on your subject. You can, of course, get more specific than them, but it's always interesting to see if there's a market out there. A better statement might also be, if there's not other online courses out there, are people paying for this advice in a different way? For example, coaching or consulting or one-on-one work, whether it's in person or online, there's an opportunity there. Okay, so let me tell you about this. Rachel, who now, like I said, has done multiple 6 figures a year with her Aerial Silks course and is building like an Aerial Silks empire. They actually started by doing in-person coaching, I believe, in California. Okay, so meaning you go in there, you pay a fee, you get up on the Aerial Silks, you do your silking, I don't really know, you do your backflips, I don't know, whatever you do up there, okay? And it started as in-person coaching, and she evolved it then to an online course. Here's what's interesting about that. She has the first online course that we know of when it comes to Aerial Silks. Okay, but she knew that there was a market there because people were paying for other stuff to learn the same, essentially the same things that are going on in her online course. And so that's a great way to think about that. If you're more the beginning stages or you're thinking about your next course, is there something, if there's other online courses on it, that's great. Because then you can add your personality, your spin, you can get even more specific on it. That's great. I always encourage you, if there's other online courses, that's great. That means that there's a market out there. But what if there's not an online course? Does that mean your idea is terrible? No. Is there coaching? Is there other ways that people are spending money on this right now that then you can then turn into an online course? And look at Aerial Silks as a great example. A lot of people just knee-jerk might say, well, doesn't that have to be something taught in person? The answer has been proven to be no. Right? A lot of things that can be taught in person, pretty much everything can also be taught online because there's always going to be a segment of the market that wants that self-study to do on their own time. Does that make sense? Love it? All right, cool. You love it? I feel like that's what I'm saying to like my daughter when she's eating her food. Do you love it? Do you like it? So I hope you enjoyed these trends here today on the podcast. I'd love to know, which ones you've seen. Let me know. I mean, again, we're starting the free Rise Nation Facebook group for this podcast and for all my subscribers and people that want to come in and talk about digital products and programs and courses and have a good old time. Join risenation.com is going to be the link to that. But I'd love to know, what trends do you see? And you can always send me an email at david@therisetotop.com as well. Would love for you to tell me what you've got going on. All right. A few links on the way out here. Reminder, subscribe to the show, therisetotop.com/subscribe. We've always got new ways of coming in here. We actually just got on iHeartRadio, which is cool. So now there's more places you can listen to the Rise to Top podcast. So make sure to subscribe yourself up at therisetotop.com/subscribe. subscribe. And also, by the way, if you are not yet in my Create Awesome Online Courses program and you want to learn how to create, promote, and profit from your own online course and join the #1 system in the world for teaching you about this with over 4,000 students in over 100 countries, you can unlock a special offer to join Create Awesome Online Courses just for podcast listeners at createawesomeonlinecourses.com/unlock. So createawesomeonlinecourses.com/unlock. And by the way, mentioned this earlier, we've got a absolutely bustling community of course creators with Create Awesome Online Courses. Get feedback on your courses, network. I am in there as well, always answering questions, helping people out. You get that as part of Create Awesome Online Courses as well in our premium community with Create Awesome Online Courses. So again, you can check that out, createawesomeonlinecourses.com/unlock. It's a complete step-by-step system to show you how to create, promote, and profit from your own online course, plus a community, bonuses. I'm not going to even spoil everything. Check it out there. All right, my friends, I will see you next time. This has been David Simon Garland here on the Rise to Top podcast. And remember, if you want some fluff, you know what to do. Go pet a bunny.